Okay, guys, just to pick up where we left off, I just noticed that I had some issues with the recording and well, this specific lab just been a little bit of an issue with the camera not working and then the actual recording software not working. So I'm just going to pick up where we left off and just redo the actual lab demonstration again. So to go back into where we were, I'm just going to go over to my desktop machine over here. So I've got Kali Linux, the Windows Server 2012, and the Windows 8 box. I'm just going to fire up my Windows 8 box. I'll log on. And as I was mentioning before, guys, I really encourage you guys to sort of do this lab and try it out for yourself and have a fiddle with Kane, have a fiddle with a few other tools that we'll talk about throughout the course of this workshop. I'm going to run this as an administrator. I don't need to. I'm just going to make sure that Windows Defender is obviously turned off, because if it is on, it's not going to work correctly. And I've made some notes as well to share that those PowerShell scripts with you guys on how to disable Windows Defender. It took me a long time to actually come up with a proper working script. And you guys can obviously have that now that I've got it. All right, cool. So that's still working. APR still on. I'm going to just turn this off. So let me remove that host, and we're just going to create it again from scratch. So yep, that's fine. So the little NIC, the network interface card's on, so it's now sniffing the network on a promiscuous mode. And now I'm just going to add the host in here. So hey, I want to poison from our host at 155, which was our Kali Linux box. Now we want to perform the man-in-the-middle attack against our Windows server on against our Windows server, a Windows 2012 server here at .212. So I'm going to press OK here. And now it says, hey, it's in idle position, and here is the IP address, and we want to swap it with this MAC address of this server, and that's what we want to do. So, I'm going to go ahead and poison. We'll start poisoning the gratuitous up in the network now, and you can understand it's changed to the status has changed to poisoning, and that's a good sign. So we want to do that. So now I'm going to go over into Kali Linux, show that. I'm going to fire this up. I'll log on. And just as I'm logging on, it's something that came to my head. A while ago, there was this specific Windows vulnerability called WPAD. And, if I fire it up here, I want to show you guys just very clearly. I'm not going to go into the depth of WPAD and what WPAD was, but what it would allow people to do was reroute it will allow all the traffic to essentially bypass or go to you. So all the host names in Windows will be WPAD. So the workstations on the workstations would have WPAD as a host name. So all the traffic would reroute through WPAD. And what attackers tend to do was rename themselves from Kali Linux or whatever the case may be, and they rename the host name to WPAD. And then they essentially all the traffic would come to them, and then they could perform a man-in-the-middle layer to attack from there. The ways that a lot of the organizations and the mitigation to that was, after many months, was to create a null route. So they'd point a route on those hosts, and then they'll point it to itself, to the loopback address of 127. So if there's any traffic going to itself, it'll reroute that traffic to itself, so it would not go anywhere else. And for a very, very long time, it was a big vulnerability that caused a lot of issues for a lot of organizations. And to this day, I still believe that there's still a lot of compromised machines, a lot of vulnerable machines out there still susceptible to WPAD. So I encourage you guys to look it up, and let's continue on with these labs. So a little side note for you. All right, so I'm just going to turn it over to my Windows server at 212. And I want to type in the username administrator with a password of my password. And if all is well, we're in, so that's good. I'm going to just minimize this because I don't want that to come up, and I'll minimize that. I'll go back to Windows 8, fire that up, and that's still pausing, and that's fine. So I'm just going to go to the passwords tab, and you'll notice that the telnet password has lightened up, and now it's Thursday, I think it's Wednesday morning. Today's Wednesday morning as I'm recording this. So you can see there's been a few days where I've been recording and having some slight issues. But anyway, so I'm just going to fire this up, go to view. And there we go. So here's the username that we were prompted with. And the only reason why it gets echoed like that was because the way echo works is when I'm typing a command on the console, it gets echoed to the server, and then the echo responds back to me on the screen. So that's why on the screen we'd see our username come up with administrator. And then the password, on the other hand, doesn't get echoed back. It gets stored directly onto the server. So, and that's my password there with tilde, question mark, tilde, exclamation mark, tilde, and my password up until this break right here. So from here, it basically does a keylog. So if I keep going back and typing more stuff here, you know, it'll start filtering that and I can start seeing it. So it'll keylog essentially the whole session. You know, and I'll close that. So there you go. So that's pretty much it, guys. You know, if you let this thing run on the network, you know, it'll just filter all these things. You know, the cool stuff I was saying before is the web traffic. You know, you hear phone calls, you record them. You know, there's some cool tools within this. If you want a more of an enhanced demonstration on Kane, I can probably do a more deep dive into Kane and start lining up more of those protocols and show you more specifics around Kane. If you do, just, you know, let me know and I can do that as well for you guys. All right, cool. So that's the lab. It's all done. If you have any questions on that specifically, just shoot them across and I'll see you guys in the next couple of videos.